I see you, champion. Sit, please.
If you walk by, you'll miss out on a good trade.
Sit with me, Outlander. I've got...
If you need a merchant, here I am.
A caravan of Osira make camp in the still sands south of here. We've tolerated them so far. But their leader's a greedy profiteer. He steps out of line, I'll gladly send the whole camp packing.
That's fair enough. Sounds like the Osira were taking quite a risk being out here. Maybe I should talk to them, find out what they're doing.
I have something to say, champion.
Are you looking to buy?
Choosing the right rations can be just as important to your chance of survival as choosing the right weapons. If you want food that'll save your life out in the wilds, go northwest to Saltbite. The cook there, Pintala, she'll whip up a meal for anyone who needs it, Tanakh or not.
I'll make sure to pay her a visit if I'm out that way.
No nonsense, just trade.
Red, you won't believe what I've got to tell you. If you're headed for the sunken ruins down south, you better be ready for a fight. A group of Tanakh set up camp near there. Machine riders. Word is they're not friendly.
I'll be careful. Sounds like rebels. Awfully close to Karja territory. I should take a look when I can. What do you need?
A squad of Tanakh is holed up in the cave to the south. I think they're in trouble. At least one of them is injured. I'm headed there to offer help. But with the Tanakh, such an offer might be perceived as an insult, even when help is needed. Will you come with me? I saw you speak before the chorus, so I know you can be persuasive. And if things get out of hand, I will be stronger with your spear at my side.
Isn't there someone in Plainsong who can go with you?
Not with Tanakh rebels prowling our borders. No one wants to get involved.
I have some other things to take care of first. Their camp is south, he said?
Yes, I'm headed there now. Join me when you can.
practice. Good to see you up and about.
I see you, champion. Sit. If you're ever in need of a quick refuge, there's an ancient tunnel north of here that machines tend to avoid. I scouted it many times trying to find a way further in, but the way is blocked. Whatever the 10 had in there, they kept it locked away.
Thanks for letting me know. Ancient tunnel, huh? Might be a good idea to take a look around if I'm in the area. Race? Well, they definitely don't sound like rebels. Maybe if I follow their tracks, I can find out where they're headed. I can probably use my focus to follow the tracks those riders left behind.
Mày mới leo lại luôn.คือสัตว์ก็อึดขึ้นด้วยเหยียบทีเดียวไม่ตายอย่างงี้รอยหายไปแล้วเหรอ
Got to knock the settlement. Gonna have to watch my step. The machine riders from before. The ones who were racing. Wonder what they're up to.
I won the race. Pay up. You threw a rock in my face.
It's not like you can get any uglier.
Ha ha.
Hey, who are you?
Ep. Everyone, we got company.
Riding machines, huh? Who taught you to do that?
Hey, squad. We got someone with a death wish here.
Whoa. Look at that hair. What? Someone get a little lost in the desert?
Hey, what's that thing the Easterners keep saying we do?
Oh, yeah. We all drink blood here, right? Maybe we should drink yours.
You can try.
Is that a challenge?
Cool your blaze, Josek. Don't think you want to test your luck with a soldier that took down Regala's champion. We have no business with you, Outlander. I think we all had our fun. Road's right over there.
Those machines used to be Regala's. But you don't look like holdouts to me. Who are you? How'd you get these mounts?
Around here, you want something, you race for it. You cross that finish line first, I'll answer any questions you have.
Anyway, we got a mount?
Race is full.
Oh.
Actually, I think a spot just opened up.
All right. What are the rules?
Don't die.
This ought to be good.
Shut up, Becca.
This way, fresh meat. Let's get you that mount.
ไม่อยากแข่งตอนกลางคืน
An old world ruin built into the cliff. I think that's the one that Tanakh told me about. Might be worth poking around inside. Wonder what they used all these machines for. Plasma's wasted against that machine.
ปลดล็อกแล้วด้วย สวยสิ มันหูไวกว่าเดิมจริงๆนะเนี่ย เดิมทีกระโดดไปอย่างนี้มันก็ไม่รู้เรื่องหรอกกูไปเอาตรงนู้นก็ได้แล้วเราเวเจอร์นี่ปลดล็อกหรือยังเนี่ยอ๋อมันเป็นขั้นสูงสุดไม่ได้
I see you, champion. Sit, please.
You shouldn't miss this chance to trade.
I hear the rebels want you dead, Outlander. But I know someone who might be willing to teach you some of their fighting techniques. His name's LaRocca. He trains the soldiers at Scalding Spear, just west of here. Don't think he'd mind seeing the champion in action.
Maybe I'll pay him a visit if I'm out that way.
Keep your eyes open out there, soldier.
เดี๋ยวนี้หยิบกิ้งก่าทีเดียวก็ไม่ตาย คือทุกอย่างอ่ะต้องไปทำโอปลดล็อกใหม่หมดเลยยกเว้นซันวิงว่างั้น
I see you, champion. Sit, please. There's a tall neck south of here that's been acting twitchy. Something's wrong with it, but I'm not sure what. Might be smart to stay alert if you run into it.
Good to know. Whatever's wrong with that tall neck. I can override it. It'll give me useful data on the surrounding area. I should check it out.
Sit. Travels, champion. Outlander. I've got something to tell you.
No nonsense, just trade.
You should know the rebels have been busy. They've set up outposts to the west. Some settled into a camp southwest of here. And I know the marshals can't deal with all of them, so I'd stay alert out there if I were you.
Thanks for the warning. Getting rid of those outposts might stop the rebels from killing more of their own. Maybe I can lend the marshals a hand.
Got an opening! Ugh!
โอ๊ยไม่ได้ดั่งใจเลย
I have something to say, Jack. Be careful if you're traveling southwest, champion. Rebels have set up camp in the hills. I'm sure they'd be more than happy to dig your grave.
Thanks for the warning. Sounds like the Tanakh could use a hand dealing with these rebels.
Gì hết quá. Ôi. Phản à.
Champion, I need to tell you something.
If you walk by, you'll miss out on a good trade.
I was scouting northwest of here, near the village of Saltbite. There's a place there where the ground is made of metal. Don't know what it means, but it can't be good. Be wary.
Appreciate the warning. Ground made of metal? That might be a cauldron. And where there's a cauldron, there's machine overrides. Lucky find.
อยู่แม่งก็จะกัดอะไรนักหนาฮะ
Here we go.
Stay alert, soldier.
If you walk by, you'll miss out on a good trade.
Not one more step. The Tanakh don't suffer outlanders in the clanlands.
I was given rite of passage by Marshal Fashav. I'm not here to fight.
Hair like blood. This is the warrior who defeated Gruta, champion of the trader Regala. Her life is not ours to take. You may enter, but mind our ways. You will be watched.
I'll keep that in mind.
I don't need a chaplain telling you a battle to fight. The real battle is arguing with you.
ครั้งนี้เองจะต้องตายนะแต่กา
What's going on?
Look, we don't get those hearts, we don't get water, and everyone dies. I'm going back to the pens. I'll gut those machines myself.
So machines did this?
An Easterner with a hair like blood. The Outlander from the embassy.
You killed Greta, Regala's champion. He was one of ours.
It's Aloy, and I'm not looking for any trouble.
Well, maybe I could use some trouble right about now.
Out there is a big herd my people harvest. We take the machines' hearts, send them to our capital, get paid with water. Gets harder every year. Killer machines keep showing up to defend the herd. Last one hit us right as we were penning up our prey. Nearly wiped us out. But our quarry is still in the pens, which means if I can get their hearts, we can trade for the water we need.
If you go out there alone, you'll probably wind up dead, Draka.
I'm not going alone, Chaplain. The great champion killer's coming with me.
How about you answer some questions first? You mentioned the capital gives you water.
There's no giving. We pay tribute for it with machine parts. Parts being the most valuable. Every other desert village has some resource to exchange. But the capital of Scalding Spear is the only one with a constant supply of water. Here in dry country, it's the same as holding everyone's lives in their hands.
It is the way of the desert. How we've always survived.
Yeah.
ให้เหรอ
ทำไมมันถึงได้แบบไอ้น้ำขนาดนี้อ่ะ
วันนี้น้องวินอยู่ๆก็อยากแก้ผ้า
ฮะถอดเสื้อเนี่ย
ตัดเจี้ยพี่ก็ฟังแล้วนึกว่าแบบจะดูอะไรเหรอ นางพูดไม่ชัดอ่ะ
ถอด
ตัดเจี้ยไม่รู้พูดยังไงแต่ที่ฟังเป็นแบบไม่ได้เข้าใจว่าถอดเสื้อแต่พี่ก็บอกมันคือถอดเสื้อ แล้วนางก็บอกพอถอดเสื้อแล้วนางก็แฮปปี้อะไรของนางวะตัวเลยต้องปิดแอร์
วันนี้คุณยายอุตส่าห์มา น้ำท่วมเข้าบ้านไม่ได้ก็เลยกลับบ้าน
มีหน้าล่ะก็ว่าอยู่ว่าไม่มาก็ไม่มาก็ดีแล้ว
มาถึงหน้าบ้านนี่เนี่ยแล้วเข้าไม่ได้
ก็น้ำมันท่วมจริงแมงสาบไม่มาว่ายน้ำให้ดูว่าบุญแค่ไหนละ
คุณยายสอดถ่ายวิดีโอมาให้ดูว่าแบบมาแล้วเนาะปักซอยมาถึงนี่แล้วเนาะท่วมเข้าไม่ได้กลับแล้วแบบวนรถเล่นกลับถึงบ้าน4 โมงเย็นแบบวนรถเล่นเอานมหนูนี่หว่าน
นมนางกินไม่หมดนะเดี๋ยวพี่จะกิน
นางอ่านหนังสือให้น้องฟังไหมวันนี้
อ่านแต่นางไม่ค่อยสนใจอ่ะ
ไม่ค่อยสนใจหนังสือแล้วเนาะ
อาจจะไม่ค่อยสนใจพวกนี้หรือไม่สนใจในวันนี้ก็ไม่รู้เหมือนกัน
นางอุตส่าห์ชอบช้างชอบหนูก็เลยลองซื้อมาดูเล่มเล็กๆช่วงนี้กำลังเห่อวิ่ง
ไปเที่ยวจะไปเที่ยวทุกวัน
ไปเที่ยวไม่ได้ไงช่วงนี้ฝนตกแล้ววันนี้ก็อยู่ในบ้านเลย
ขนาดมีคนเอาของมาให้พี่บันพี่ยังไม่อยากออกไปเอาเลยขี้เกียจลุยน้ำพี่บันออกไปลุยเอง
เขาก็อุตส่าห์มาลุยน้ำมาเอาให้เนาะ
พี่บอกให้แขวนไว้หน้าบ้านแล้วพี่ไปออกพี่บันก็ลงไปเอา
Doesn't sound like you like this commander of yours.
Survival in the desert requires a more disciplined approach than that of other clans.
That means she really likes her rules and order.
But you don't.
I just don't like hers.
This is insubordination.
I must be dehydrated.
What can you tell me about this herd?
Been there for years. We harvest the parts we need from it. No more, no less. New machines always show up to replace our kills.
What about the killer machines you mentioned?
They guard the herd. The more we take out, the more arrive. First sawtooths, then ravagers. Now, sand-blasted Thunderjaw. Hit us right as we were herding machines into our pens. Had to leave half my hunters behind to fend it off. Only survivors are the ones you see here.
I heard him calling you chaplain. What does that mean?
Chaplain ผู้นำจิต
It
วิญญาณ
means I've survived our youth and outlived my brethren in many battles. As such, I counsel the Desert Clan. Those who reach my age are meant to share our wisdom with the young. Keep them on the true warrior's path when their stubbornness kicks up dust and clouds it.
You knew Regala's champion, Gruda.
He was one of ours. So was Regala. Desert Clan's pride and joy.
Why is she attacking her own people?
She feels betrayed. Regala was a legend among our clan, fearless and unrelenting. A marshal to Hikaru, chief of all Tenakth. His judgment made flesh.
What changed?
The Karja king asked for peace, and Hikaru agreed. Regala wanted payment in kind for the atrocities the Karja committed. A Tenakth empire that would push into the east. So she challenged Hikaru's decision. He had no choice but to face her in combat.
Hikaru won. She should have died by his hand then, but the chief let her live. For Tenakth, that kind of mercy is a bitter drink.
Now that she rides machines and murders marshals, we might not be able to ignore her camps in the desert for much longer.
No one in the Desert Clan's touching those camps. This is between Regala and Hikaru. If the chief's strong enough to lead, he'll prevail. If he doesn't, he'll make way for one who is.
That's a little harsh, isn't it?
So's the desert.
I'll help you harvest those pen machines if I can. Probably better if you don't do it on your own. Seems like your village needs you right now.
I like her.
An outlander after my own heart. We can leave now, or I can meet you at our outpost southeast of here.
Bye.
I'll go with you.
Very well. We leave for the southeast canyon.
May the 10 protect you then. I'll await your return and report to the capital.
You do that.
แดดกำลัง
This
ดี
way. Sooner we get those machine hearts, the faster we'll get the water we need.
เดี๋ยวก่อนดูซิว่าซื้ออะไรได้
Wait for you here then, I guess.
52
A good warrior.
แปลว่านั้นมันดีกว่าแล้วสิ แม้ว่าจะแค่เลเวลแรก
For her equipment. You will look fine with that.
Oh, got it.
I could earn 3 airstrikes.
Machine strike, anyone? Let's play.
Uh-huh.
And here I thought you'd abandon me. We still have machine parts to harvest.
Sorry, there was something I needed to do. You were talking before I left?
Right. Can't believe an Outlander would lend us a hand when our own clan won't. And Jataka has the stones to tell me the commander has good reason to be strict with our water supply.
You think she doesn't?
I think she's always talking about how scarce water is in the desert. But do you really think anyone in Scalding Spear is dying of thirst? Or her own squad? No. I bet they dip their hand in the trough whenever they want. Our clan should be led by someone who knows what it's like to scrape by. To fight, tooth and nail to survive.
And I'm guessing that someone is you?
I've lived in the fringes of the desert my entire life. I've fought for every single mouthful of water I've ever had. I know I'm a better fighter. And I'm prettier.
Uh-huh.
I'd make sure everyone gets all the water they need, no matter what village they're from.
Didn't Jataka say you guys have too little to go around to begin with?
I'm sure I'll be able to fix that somehow. There's always a way.
I guess that's a good way to look at things.
There it is. Gotta get some more ammo. Follow me. You'll have to excuse the mess. Our soldiers use this place to prepare themselves before herding machines into the canyon. You're, welcome to any supplies you can find. Might need them for the fight ahead.
Thanks.
There we go. Let's move out. So, what's Nora looking for out in the Forbidden West?
Who says I'm looking for something?
Doubt you traveled all the way out here just for the sea. You have somewhere else to be?
I've been waiting for you. Those machine parts won't harvest themselves, you know.
Sorry, I had to check something out. You were saying something before I left?
Yes? Doubt you traveled all the way out here just for the scenery.
I'm trying to fix something.
I see. All right, you can keep your secrets. Guess I should just be thankful you decided my problems are worth fixing too.
We're here.
have a word before we head in.
I'll help you harvest machine hearts if it'll get water for your people.
Oh, we will. That's the canyon we draw machines into. Then we block them in and pick them off. Now, we'll have to climb over the barricade to get in. When we do, be ready to fight. I already lost good people in there. Can't wait to see the champion killer in action. You go and I'll follow.
แชมเปี้ยนทำไมเป็นผู้พิทักษ์นะ
Hold on to any hearts you loot and I'll take them from you later.
Shouldn't use frost on it.
Fight worth inching. Keep those hits coming! head on our hands. Come on! Give us a fight worthy. Aloy! Damn plastic scam!
Get back to their families. If you can harvest the machine hearts, I'd be grateful.
กลายเป็นใช้กับดักก็ไม่เร็วเหมือนกันแฮะ
That's all the parts we need. I should take these to Draka. I'll fill up while I can.
May the wings of the Ten carry you home, my brother.
I got the hearts. We should head back to Arrowhead.
Yeah. At least now we can bag and tag these soldiers. Hold on. Since you can clearly handle a bunch of angry machines, I want to go back to where the Thunderjaw hit us. We lost a lot more fighters there. I can't just leave them to rot. They deserve to be bagged and tagged too. Will you come with me?
Lead the way.
Glad to have you along.
Here I come.
To think, so many have to die just to get water.
Did you try talking to your commander at Scalding Spear?
Please, the only thing she'll listen to is the sound of a bow being drawn. About that, wouldn't mind having yours at my side if it ever came to it.
I'm just passing through, Draka.
Can't blame me for trying. This is it. Where the Thunderjaw ripped through my squad.
I'm sorry, Draka.
They were warriors to the end. We should get started.
Someone's alive. By the rocks.
Speak sense, soldier.
Burrowers.
To battle!
I'm going to kill a machine.
Thunderjaw's back. This is gonna get rough.
Acid'll do a lot of damage.
Got some ammo coming your way.
this around. We can use their cannons! Oh! Well, this'll do. I should check on Draka and that soldier. I'll put these in my pack.
Didn't think I was going to make it.
You did good, soldier. You're going back home. Thanks to this one.
You were the one who refused to leave your people behind.
I know I'm racking up favors here, but, would you take those hearts back to Arrowhand?
We'll be right behind you.
Of course. Be careful.
With that Thunderjaw heart in hand, we'll get all the water we need. Thank you, Aloy.
Well, I know it's hard to say goodbye, but you really should get going. I can handle this. Go ahead.
May you follow the warrior's path, Huntress.
Well, I know it's hard to say goodbye, but you really should get going.
In the air. Smoke. Could be from a camp. Maybe I should check it out. That might be the Osirian camp that Moth told me about.
That girl was wound up tighter
We
than a
should talk to her
twisted
later.
spring. She didn't have to hit me.
Why not rest for a moment?
Well, she didn't like you going through her parcels. She warned you. Twice.
I was just curious is all. There's a lot of...
I got news for you, Red.
Now she's in the wilds, all alone. Forge knows all the things that could kill her out there.
Someone ran off?
Never got her name. Kept quiet. Couldn't tell if she was shy or scared. All I know is she didn't want anyone near her things.
That's for sure. I was just curious is all. She didn't have to slug me.
Your glass jaw ain't the problem, lugnut. The girl is. All alone in the bush. And this is Tanakh territory.
Which way did she go?
West, up the slope. Look for her if you can.
I will.
Careful now. Girl's maladjusted.
Feeling bold? There's a Tanakh outpost nearby.
Got something you want to hear, Red?
I must be closing in on the signal.
Can't go north.
Notice machine riders are. Whoa! It seemed like they were racing. Is she drunk?
How about more west? That might...
You! I know you see me!
Are you lost?
Spark to steel. Aren't you a jewel in a junk heap?
Excuse me?
Hold the hammer? I know you. You're that Nora. The savior. My savior. Right in the nick of time. The name's Poor Guff Delvesman. Chief delver and leader of Poor Guff's expeditioners and purveyors of fine delve wares.
What am I saving you from, exactly?
Death and despair, my steel flame friend. See, this grand expedition here has had a minor setback. Not far from here, there's a secret tunnel. A passage of the old ones, lost and then found. Me and half the crew came through first. The other half was supposed to follow right after. But days later, only one man turned up, shivering like a frog in chill water. Only thing we got out of him was that death and darkness chased them as the tunnel collapsed. Died with his eyes wide, he did. Got the rest of the crew spooked. They're refusing to press on with the delve until they're assured a way out of here.
You lost half your crew and you're worried about the delve.
We gotta make their sacrifice worth something, right? And besides, now that you're here, maybe our sand-stranded days are over. Help me get that tunnel reopened, and I'll cut you in on the delver's fee. What do you say?
So this camp,
What operation? The plan was to move further south once the rest of the expedition joined us. But now the crew refuses to budge until this... They've even given this place a name. Camp Nowhere. I think they're mocking me.
yeah, I think they are. How did you learn about this?
The art of the delve, of course. A delver's only as good. All right, fine. I heard about 3 Osram who knew a way to bypass those bloodthirsts, tap the untouched delves of the West. So then I may have employed someone with the know-how for...
A spy.
Look, If the rumors are true, there's enough delving to employ, but someone has to take the first plunge, establish a base camp, set up a reliable supply route, guard the site against machines.
Figures the awesome would turn sand into shards, I guess.
Exactly.
What do you know about this?
Well, north of here, I heard rumor they drink blood instead of water. That's how they sip. In south, it has it all. Death, desert, and the delve. Imagine, if you will, a vast grave of the old ones. Ruins of twisted metal concealed by the sands. All guarded by storms and machines so fierce that you wish you had a flock of glinthawks swooping down on you instead. Not even the Tanakh venture into the ruins' depths. Only the bravest explorers dare.
Like yourself.
Of course.
I'll see what I can do.
My savior.
For the crew trapped here with you.
One and the same.
That it? Over there?
That it is. Oh, and while you're at it, would you mind keeping an eye out for the second crew we're supposed to bring them? I'd hate to lose it to the wilds.
I'll bring it back.
I'd appreciate it. Good luck, Still Flame.
That underpass was structurally unsafe. A 2-year-old.
That's sick. 4 stars in the sky can greatly sand to the desert.
I hear the Tanakh are fighting each other quite a bit these days. Some of them contain machines. Those you've got to be real careful of. We've seen a whole bunch of them setting up outposts around here. Spotted one just west of here. A few settled at the edge of the desert in the southwest. They even set up camp in the south. Really helps a fellow sleep at night.
Just make sure you steer clear of them. Those rebels are bad business. I'll keep an eye out for them while I'm out here.
Walk it up. Food, water. Yes, I. You oblivious or just...
He's writing.
Appreciate the extra pair of hands,
Behind by Marshal Fischel.
I didn't reach my age without knowing how to mend a few wounds.
My blade fight.
At least the rebels are off until the winter.
Oh, hello again, Champion Killer.
Your people seem to be in better spirits.
Yeah, they'll be happier as soon as that water gets here. We can't keep going like this. Something has to break.
What are you going to do?
The desert is
Not
never
sure yet,
bared its
but if you
fangs
want change, you have to demand it yourself. Whether it be with words
New
or
machines
arrows.
raining
Just
fire.
try to stay out of trouble.
No water for
No promises.
I missed it. I was stuck on guard.
There's no need for that, Outlander.
You've returned. Where's Draka?
Just a little late, Chaplain. Gained some extra baggage on the way back. She's got the machine hearts, including a Thunderjaws. You should have seen this flame in the desert. Here. Something to commemorate our heroic victory.
A victory indeed. Command will be relieved to hear about this.
Get them to Scalding Spear as soon as you can. And tell the commander how many had to die to get them.
Huntress, may I have a word? Rumors have made their way west. They say that in addition to your bow and spear, you have a kind of second sight, especially for matters that have to do with the old ones.
That's one way to put it.
So it's true. You've done well by my clan, but our troubles may not be as easily settled as Draka believes. I think your second sight might be just what we need.
What exactly is the problem?
Not here. Meet me at Scalding Spear. I'll explain everything.
I'll see you there when I can.
Good. The entire clan might depend on it.
Outlander, will you trade with the Tanakh? Outlander. You know my stock? Return when you need.
Hey, strange. Are you looking to trade? Why would the wound give less water?
These rations barely get us through. Why put guards around the wound?
You can't just take away our water! The wound gives less water. Our rations adjust. What's going on?
We know the way of the desert! What's stopping us from taking what we want? And now...
Anyone else want to complain? We're the Desert Clan. We survive with what we have. Your, commander's not much for hand-holding.
That is not our way. Even less so in her case. Shall we?
Sure. Can't wait.
She's with me.
Return again, and we can trade.
Draka's not the only one with harsh words for your commander.
The desert has bred survival into our clan's blood. We spit at death and charge into battle. Maybe a little too eagerly.
bark from the pit master.
Yeah, he won't.
So, this is the Outlander conspiring with the dissident Draka.
Demanding water does not make one a dissident, Yara.
Doesn't make Draka a commander either. You should advise him of that.
Jataka said you needed help.
Did he now?
Aloy has a unique insight into the ways of the Old Ones. She might be able to fix this before it gets out of hand.
Get to the point. What is Jataka talking about?
There is no water.
What do you mean?
I mean the wound in the sand, that which provides the clan with the water we need to survive, is completely dry.
This water source. Jataka said it's somehow related to the Old Ones?
From what we can tell, whatever water we take, it restores on its own. Over time. A few weeks ago, it stopped. I ordered rationing, searched for other viable sources. But everything else nearby is tainted one way or another.
But why the secrecy? Keeping your people in the dark seems to be making things worse.
If the clan knew, my command would be challenged.
There's no water and you're worrying about keeping your command?
Think what you want. Between the machines, the storms, and Regala's uprising, I'm the only thing keeping this clan from falling apart.
Draka said your clan won't touch Regala.
Her grudge is with Chief Hikaru, not me. And I plan to keep it that way, so her troops don't turn on my clan. Besides, if she defeats Hikaru, she deserves to rule. That's the way of the tribe.
Draka's people sacrificed a lot to get that water. He thinks you're hoarding it for yourself.
The perfect excuse to challenge my command. Like he's always wanted. Of course he makes it sound very noble. That he only cares about his thirsty people. But all he really wants is to be in charge. And if he was, he'd face the exact same problem I have. There is simply not enough water to go around.
So how are you going to deal with not having any water?
Ration what little we have. Buy time to fix the wound.
And in the meantime, people die of thirst?
Every corpse weighs on me. That is what it means to be a commander. What matters is that the clan survives as a whole.
I can't promise anything. But if this wound was built by the Old Ones, I might be able to fix it.
How exactly do you intend to do that?
Just show her the wound, Yara.
Very well. You can tell me when we get there.
After you.
The wound in the sand is this way. You're not Karja. We're Oseram.
I was born amongst the Nora, as far east as you are west.
I've heard of your people. They say only those who are exiled leave your lands.
There are exceptions.
What business does a Nora exception have in the West?
Believe it or not, to help people, even the ones who don't want it.
Sounds like a difficult path. This is it. The wound in the sand.
Definitely built by the Old Ones. Focus should show me more. Pipes leading outside the settlement.
What do you see?
A trail.
What are you doing?
Your wound leads underground.
We've tried going down there, but it's too narrow for anyone to reach the bottom. Where are you going?
I think I can lead us to where the water comes from. Or used to.
How?
Doesn't matter.
What matters is that the wound is fixed and my people survive. Lead the way. Machines.
Those flowers. The ground's wet too. The vein must have leaked here. Not enough to be the cause of the missing water, but enough for these plants to grow. We're on the right track.
You see all that from a patch of wet sand?
Yep.
That mound. It looks like the metal from the wound. We really are following its trail.
As I've been saying.
The desert kills, but it also surprises.
Path goes past that ridge. We're gonna have to do some climbing.
Nothing we can't handle, I'm sure.
There's a lot of machines.
And a very dead soldier.
So one of yours?
I need to take a closer look.
We need to get rid of the machines first. Follow my lead. Machines resistant to fire. You know him?
That is one of Draka's men. I will cut off that dissident's head and feed it to the vultures if he had anything to do with...
We don't know what happened here yet. And we still have a trail to follow.
Lead the way.
Water.
Barely a lick's worth. But there are no streams in this area. These anchors, that soldier must have used them to get up this cliff.
He must have been going back to Arrowhand when those machines got him.
Maybe he found something up worth reporting back about.
We'll find out soon enough.
What is this?
The problem. I'm gonna need my focus. That weapon. Looks like Draka's man tried to pry this open, but he didn't know what he was doing. And now the water's not going where it's supposed to.
Sabotage.
Or ignorance. I don't think this is gonna do anything.
Our job isn't done yet.
That connects to Scalding Spear. Maybe if I follow that main pipe, I'll find something useful.
What do you need me to do?
Just, stay here. Let me know if anything changes. A valve. That might help.
Hey! It stopped leaking.
It looks like that stopped the water flow. Now I just need to find a way to get it to Scalding Spear. That's the same type of machinery we found outside. Only this one's not leaking. Maybe it can help me switch the water flow. Sounds like the water's switched. Gotta open the valve upstairs. Get that water circulating. Not getting up through there. The system switched back. Couldn't hold the water pressure. I need to find a way up to that valve. Sounds like the water's switched. Gotta open the valve upstairs. Get that water circulating. Sounds like that did something.
Aloy, I can hear water in the room again.
Anything leaking?
Not that I can see.
Let's hope that means my plan worked. That should do it.
This will return water to Scolding Spear?
Checking the wound is the only way to be sure.
Draka knew what would happen if the capital was left without water. But he didn't care. All he wanted was to cause a crisis so he could challenge my command.
We don't know that for sure.
Meet me back at the wound when you can. Please. To make sure the water will flow.
I will. Don't do anything rash about Draka.
Only an upstart acts rashly. A commander bides her time. Hey. The desert was kind to lead you to us.
Things are about to get ugly between Draka and Yara. Maybe I can head it off. Harachever. I see soldiers guarding the wound in the sand. But no Yara. What's going on? I need to see the wound.
I'm afraid your presence is required in the commander's quarters.
Is everything okay?
The dissident Draka has been apprehended for interfering with the wound.
How did he interfere?
He entered the wound by force, saw that it was empty, except for a slow trickle that began when you fixed the device in the desert. He did not take it well.
Of course he didn't. I'll go meet with them. The water's coming back, slowly. It'll take a while for it to be full, but at least it's something. And now Draka's seen it too. Great.
That fight was...
You have some nerve!
You're one to talk?
That doesn't sound good.
How could you let this happen?
How did I let this happen? You're the one who sabotaged the wound in the first place. You're lucky we were able to fix it, or your head would already be on a spear.
You call that fixed? It's just a dribble. And it's not my fault. I already told you, Ukta came to me. He said he found something in the desert that might get us water. I had no idea it had anything to do with the wound.
And you expect me to believe that?
Aloy, I came for the water that was owed to us, and when I found out that there is no water, they arrested me.
As I already told you, the water is returning, but slowly. It'll be weeks before the wound is full again. Until then, I will send Arrowhand what I can.
You hid what happened to the wound. How can we believe you now?
Draka.
No, you know what? Enough of this! No more words! Consider that a challenge.
Gather your squads then, and meet us at the Gate of the Vanquished. a challenge to prepare for. Leave me.
This will be the end of the clan. I have to stop it. We have to stop it.
Hold on a second. Help me understand. What do you mean, the end of the clan?
Both sides will take their most loyal squads to the Gate of the Vanquished. And they'll butcher each other as part of a ritual challenge. But it won't stop there. Whoever wins will try to wipe out the loser's loyalists all over the desert. The fighting could last for months. Those two scabheads are going to doom us all.
Can't you stop them?
I'm a chaplain. I provide counsel. I cannot force them to heed it. Even Chief Hikaru can't intervene. It is a matter for the clan alone.
What is this gate?
The doorway to a dead cauldron. A symbol of what the tribe aspires to. The defeat of deranged machines.
Dead. What shut it off?
No one knows. But it is a place of great significance for our clan. Even greater now, since it will mark the onslaught of a massacre.
What makes you think I can help you stop them? I'm not even from this tribe.
They both owe you a debt. You aided them when no one else could. And you've seen into their hearts, just like I have. Misguided in different ways, but no less worthy of the people they protect. Your words might be enough to spear some sense into them.
Yeah, well, they're not exactly good listeners.
And you are no ordinary speaker, especially with a bow in your hand. I will go to the Gate of the Vanquished, southwest of here, to stall them. But without you, I'm afraid we'll run out of body bags fast.
If what Jataka says is true, Yara and Draka will end up killing a lot more than just each other. There has to be something I can do. You wanted to speak to me?
The name's Zolka. Have you heard from up north? From Bleeding Mark?
I'm guessing that's a place.
One of the desert's villages. They send their yield of ash blood so the Bereka over there can mark the skin of our soldiers. But it's been a long time since the last supply run. Too long.
If you think something happened to them, can't you send someone to go check?
Were it up to me. But with everyone fuming about our water rations and the squabble between Yara and Draka, no one can be spared.
You mentioned the village up north sends some supplies to the capital. Ash blood?
It's a crimson stone that we grind into powder for our ink. Bleeding Mark has the largest supply. Our soldiers there gather and deliver it to us, in exchange for their water rations.
Die for water.
Everyone in the clan depends on the wound in the sand for their water. Capital and outlying village alike. But the last delivery of ash blood was weeks ago. Our supply is running low. So must be their water. My face paint will strike fear in your enemies. Take a look.
If I'm out that way, I can look in on the village, find out what's the delay.
You have my thanks. Head north to a ruin where the desert meets the mountains. That's Bleeding Mark. Ask for Kentok or Natika there. They'll know what's going on. Something else, Outlander? Pick a style of paint.
I have to get going.
And I have inks to prepare.
Full stomach fuels the...
ก็คือถ้าหากว่าไม่ไปทำมิชชั่นน่ะจะมองเห็นท่อได้แค่นี้ไม่ไปไกลกว่านี้โอเค
Is that who I think it is?
You have to wait for an opening. Care to join the hunt? Done.
Likewise.
Come, over here. Are you alright?
I don't know what happened.
You let your guard down.
Sunhawk Talana Kane Padish.
Aloy despite the Nora.
You're the slayer of Redmaw, the savior of Meridian.
Milu is my new thrush. She joined the Hunter's Lodge shortly after the Battle of the Spire. She's heard a few stories about our hunts together. Stay and rest. Make sure you take some medicinal plants for that wound.
So what brings you all the way out here? Are the machines back east too tame for you?
Not quite. I'm looking for someone. A Karja hunter, about my age. Name's Amadis. He came out here on his own a while back, and now he's missing.
This man you're looking for, is he another hunter from the lodge?
He'd hate to hear you say that. It's a long story, but he's a former noble. We met out in the wilds after I was wounded on a hunt. He healed me, then helped put a stop to machines that were threatening a nearby village. After that, we, parted ways.
Sounds like there's more to the story.
Another time.
So, Milu's your new thrush. Guess that means a hawk can sponsor more than one now?
Things have changed at the Hunter's Lodge. Now all who seek to become the best hunters are welcomed as members, no matter their tribe. Don't worry, you're still my favorite thrush.
You're really shaking things up.
As I promised when I became Sunhawk. And as for Milu, she believes learning to hunt will help her ailing tribe. Who am I to say no to that?
The last time we met, you had left Meridian on a contract to hunt a deadly new machine.
Several Claw Striders, it turned out. A hunter-killer, too.
You said you were feeling restless. Is life as Sunhawk that boring?
Well, I had just left the city. I couldn't stand being cooped up with bureaucratic regulations and formalities. But my time out in the wilds helped me realize the Lodge needs to be more than a glorified trophy hall. Our hunters should be the spears that safeguard our civilians, like my father and brother were.
Sounds like a big challenge. I don't remember others in the Lodge being so open-minded.
Some are. The rest will get a boot out the door. And I'll get back to it as soon as I find Amadis.
I can help you find your friend.
I know you must have your own reasons for being out this way. But I'd be glad to have your help.
What was he doing out here?
He lost someone close to him during the Red Raids. He was heading to the side of the battle to finally lay them to rest. Milu and I were on our way there now.
The battlefield's near. I can still come with you.
No. Go to Stone's Echo, heal, wait for me there, and think on today's lesson.
But...
You're no good distracted by pain. Go. All hunters need to recover from time to time.
Yes, Sunhawk. It's been an honor.
Will she be okay on her own?
Of course. She's my thrush. Come. The battlefield's this way.
So this battlefield, you said it was part of the Red Raids?
The Battle of Burning Blooms. Amadis was part of the Karja army that pushed into the west. His division attacked the Tanakh, but they underestimated the enemy's forces. It was a massacre.
I never thought you'd be friends with someone who participated in the Red Raids.
Oh, don't worry. He was one of the good ones. He tried to stop the attack, but it was too late. He's been on the run ever since.
And you think something went wrong for him out here? Don't worry. I'll track him down.
He promised he would get a message back to me. I waited, but it never came. This is the field where the Tanakh slaughtered the Karja.
Looks like time and weather have eroded most signs of battle. But there are a lot of footprints. Must be recent. Let's take a look. Heavy footprints. Maybe Oseram. It's too many to tell if Amadis is with them. I better look around. My focus might show me more.
Amadis was supposed to be alone. Why were Oseram here?
Light prints. Not Oseram, maybe Karja. Looks like there's a trail I can follow with my focus. Talana, I think I got something. Tracks that head away from the battlefield.
Lead the way. I don't get it. Why would Amadis keep going west?
Maybe there's something else around here?
Looks pretty abandoned to me.
And Utaru. What's he doing out here?
Maybe he saw Amadis.
Let's ask him.
Outlanders. Let me guess. You're stragglers. Got left behind when the wagons rolled out. Do not worry. I am not the Karja-hating kind. Just an old scavenger grateful for a little company. Name's Lel. You two must be lost.
Actually, we're looking for someone. A Karja hunter.
He would have been traveling alone, clothes would have been well worn.
Yes, he was here, poking around the old battlefield. Wanted to know what happened. Lucky for him, Old Lel hears all the stories. Karja army charged straight into the waiting Tanacht. Most burned, but others, the Tanacht marched back west. Your man wanted to know where. Told him I've heard rumors of a place called the Rot.
What is it?
A Tanacht prison, or a Karja graveyard, depending on how you look at it.
Where is this place?
Further west, in Tanacht territory, but that did not stop him. An Asuram caravan was camping out at the battlefield, about to head the same way. He joined them. They all went west, towards the ridge.
Thanks, Lel. We have to get going.
Good hunting out there.
Let's head west to the ridge then. If we find... And this caravan, maybe we'll find Amatis.
Lead on.
You mentioned Amatis lost someone close to him at the battle. Do you think the Tanacht took them prisoner instead? To the Rot?
I don't know. Maybe.
The ridge up ahead. It looks like there's a tunnel.
A shell snapper.
But hasn't seen us yet. We can use that.
Hawk and thrush. Just like old times.
Frost isn't gonna do much.
มันไม่เห็นพลังเลยอะ
I
เปิดตลอดไม่ได้เหรอเนี่ยเป็นเพราะเป็นโหมดยากแน่เลย
Right into that.
Between you and me, this will be quick. By your side again. Come on, let's head into the tunnel. It's a dead end.
Looks like a cave-in. Let's look around.
ก็เลยไม่ได้คือไม่รู้ว่ามันจะตายแล้วไงก็เลยไม่ได้อะไรแบบเจ๋งๆเลยไม่ได้แบบเคลมันเลยซอยบ่อไล่นะก็เวิร์กเหมือนกันนี่หว่ากับดักที่ผ่านมาเล่นไม่เป็นเอง
A shell snapper.
It hasn't seen us yet. We can use that.
Hawk and thrush, just like old times.
ไม่เหมือนเดิมเลยอะ
A shell snacker.
Hasn't seen us yet. We can use that.
Hawk and thrush, just like old times. good to hunt by your side again. Come on, let's head into the tunnel.
This note was left by an Osram. Delving at a dam. Sounds like someone I know. It says he's moving on.
It's a dead end.
Where to? Talana, I think I found something. In the rubble.
What is it?
An Osram.
What does it say?
He was part of the caravan that went through here. The note ends abruptly, when that tunnel started to collapse, I guess. Oh. But there's nothing here about a Karja hunter. And an earlier caravan made it through before the collapse. They set up a camp on the other side. I think I've been to it. I didn't see a Karja there, but that doesn't mean he didn't pass through.
So he could have made it. Is there another way through?
I have a kind of base in the mountains north of here. There's a passage through it that will get us to the other side.
Us?
You know, Hawk and Thrush. We'll find your friend together. Head to the western outskirts of Plainsong. There's a path in the foothills there that leads up to the base. I'll make sure someone greets you there and shows you the way through. Then I'll meet you at the camp on the other side as soon as I can.
Thank you, Aloy. I knew running into you would bring good luck. Here, take this. May it help on your own hunt.
I'll see you at the camp. Zoe, I ran into an old friend who needs to cross over to the west. Can you meet her in the foothills near Plainsong and show her the way through the base? Thing is, she's Karja, but she's one of the good ones.
If she's a friend of yours, she must be. I'll show her the way.
Thanks. This door needs some kind of code to open. It doesn't look like there's anything I can do now. Bunch of Osram supplies. And a dead end.
Safe travels, champion.
If
I've
you
got
walk
nothing
by,
to
you'll
report.
miss out on a good trade.
Oh, Aloy. Your Karja friend came through. She went to that Oseram camp you two were looking for, to the southwest. Aloy.
Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. You sure you're okay being alone in here?
I have Gaia. And learning how to interpret the glyphs of the old ones, it keeps me occupied.
Have you gone back to Plainsong at all?
I thought about it, but I wouldn't know what to tell them. The chorus already thinks me a thorn in the thicket. If they knew what we did to Fa, even if they understood, there'd be little they could grasp about all this. No. For now, I must leave the tribe behind.
You mentioned you've been teaching yourself how to read?
Yes. Gaia was kind enough to put together a list of glyphs used by the old ones. She helped me decipher some of the data you've collected and showed me how to use the focus to help the process. It's not easy, but it's been working so far.
That's good to hear. Did Gaia tell you anything about the Zeniths?
She did. To think that there are places among the stars where life can bloom as it does here. It is humbling, to say the least, and heartbreaking that such life should be bent on destroying ours.
Sounds like you met my friend Talana.
Yes, the Karja Huntress. I haven't seen armor like hers since the Red, but Varl tells me that she too suffered at the hands of the Mad Sun King.
Yeah, she's one of the good ones. Trust me.
น่าจะบอกว่านางเองก็เป็นคนดีนะไม่ใช่นางก็เป็นคนมีฝีมือ
So you've been talking to Gaia?
Yes, she was kind enough to including their demise and the heroic actions of her creator, Elizabeth Soba. I was surprised to see she was you. Past, but reborn? Not that I claim to understand how.
So, how does a tribe like the Utaru manage to maintain the peat warriors like the Tenakth?
By holding them off. When our fields bloomed aplenty, but Plainsong's dishes provide, in the end, even the Utaru promised to provide the Tenakth with, in exchange, a veteran to train. This custom was abandoned, but some veterans still remain.
I've been meaning to ask. You didn't seem to be on the bet.
That's what happens when you're the one Utaru who insists on publicly defying them. Twice. When the Karja invaded the Utaru plains, they burned our fields, took our people as slaves, and murdered those who were too weak to be
sacrificed in the Sun Ring.
I was helping the healers back then, as waves of refugees swarmed into Plainsong. The chorus was divided in how to face the invaders. Others believed the dishes would keep us safe, as they had many times before. And while they bickered, I buried them.
Couldn't have been easy.
I come from a small village near Plainsong. My grandmother used to say there was no seed that wouldn't grow there. I moved to the dishes when I decided to apprentice as a healer. When the Red Raids began, I thought about going back. But the injured kept pouring into Plainsong, day after day. One day, I woke up to hear a Karja raiding party had ransacked my village during the night. I rushed there with the healers to help the survivors, but there weren't any left. The smell of burning flesh haunts me to this day.
I'm sorry, Zoe.
I made it a point to appear before the chorus as soon as we returned, to demand that we take a stand against the invaders. I was denied. So I left to fight on my own.
You said you set out to fight the Karja alone?
I did. But it turned out I wasn't the only one. News of my disagreement with the chorus spread through the plains. Before I knew it, I had more than a dozen Utaru warriors ready to follow me into battle. We knew we couldn't take on the Karja armies head-on, but we also knew the lay of the land better than they did. We ambushed smaller raiding parties, sabotaged their supply lines, and hit their encampments at night.
Sounds like you were a force to be reckoned with.
Enough that the Tenakth took notice. When the clans began to push the Karja back east, they let us join their ranks. We chased the enemy all the way to Barren Light.
You said you were at Barren Light when the Tenakth defeated the Karja?
Tenakth marshals climbed the cliffs of the Daunt under cover of night, then attacked from the other side. Before we knew it, the gates were open, and the full force of the clans burst through. What happened next was not something I like to remember. When all the dust and blood settled, I smelled it again. The stench of burnt flesh. Our enemies defeated. What was left of my squad returned to the Utaru Plains. I went back to Plainsong. But even as the harvest passed, it didn't feel like I'd truly returned at all.
Is that when you became a grave singer?
I thought soothing the suffering of others would somehow appease my own. Then you came along and gave me a choice. I could either sing at people's graves or fight for a chance to keep them alive.
I'm glad you chose the latter. I need to go, but
I'll keep that in mind.
Welcome back.
Hey, Gaia.
So I see.
The missing subordinate functions.
Artemis rewilded the Earth with a variety of animal species. Eleuthia was responsible for gestating, nurturing, and acculturating a new generation of human beings. Apollo was tasked with preserving, organizing, and disseminating vast archives of human knowledge. Unfortunately, all archived Apollo data was purged on the set.
Pharaoh, huh? I really hate that guy.
Understandable. He appears to have been pathologically narcissistic.
All three of the missing functions have already served their purpose, or were prevented from doing. Do you still need them?
If attainable, yes. Restoring their remaining elements would increase my heuristic processing. Unfortunately, I have no way to track them. They have to...
The three subordinate...
All three are relevant to problems currently. Ether is responsible for detoxifying the atmosphere, and Poseidon controls the organic and chemical composition of water resources. Demeter sows, fertilizes, and tends to plant life. If all three were restored to me, they would constitute a massive increase to my... But beware. Their responses to my query pattern, in human terms, they are frightened, lost, and paranoid.
Like Minerva.
Exactly.
You said you need Hephaestus to...
Every subordinate function has value, but only by recovering and merging it can I regain and mass-produce new machines at cauldrons across the planet. Only through it can I program new machines and alter the tasking of existing machines to completely reverse recovering other subordinate functions may buy us time, but without Hephaestus, I cannot.
Given Hephaestus's importance, is there really no way to capture and merge it first?
I'm afraid that it, in my present state, launched and I am operating at less than 1/5, 18.8%, of my intended processing capacity. Hephaestus dwarfs this figure. Were an attempt made to conduct the merge under these circumstances, Hephaestus would absorb me rather than the other way around. A merge cannot be attempted until my heuristic processing density exceeds its own.
แปลไม่ค่อยโอเค
And
นะ
how many subordinate functions is that going to take?
โอ้ยถ้าจะคืนไปแทนที่ฉันจะได้คืนจะ
Merging
เป็นตัด
Ether, Demeter, and Poseidon will expand my heuristic network to 41.6% capacity, exceeding that of Hephaestus.
You said Hephaestus...
Correct. Which are confined to discrete. Hephaestus is distributed a network that can...
So, when the time comes...
I do not know. Well, I will attempt to...
So, once Hephaestus, you'll regain the capacity to mass-produce...
Yes. And to program their behavioral routines. Or even control...
So, could you build an ark, attack the descendants of Far Zenith, and take them out?
It is in my nature to take any and all human life above. So yes, once I could design, build, and command. Given the nature of the Far Zenith threat, doing so I must admit, however, that I have misgivings about no matter how aggressive.
That's good.
Indeed.
So, once Hephaestus, you'll regain the capacity to...
Yes.
Attack the descendant.
It is human life, so yeah, I could given the I must no matter how. Indeed.
The sole purpose of the signal was to destroy. Why would descendants of Far Zenith want to do that?
At this point,
I mean, Earth posed no threat to them. We don't have the technology to get in their way. We didn't even know.
True.
Unless... The strangers I ran into, they were after a Gaia back... I mean, if they did that. If they booted until she could take control of Hephaestus.
Then yes, snuff out life. And then potential to their
So they could be trying to do the same thing.
But with opposite result.
Extinction. You said Syria...
81 trillion.
Right.
On a spacecraft much like the journey from Earth to Sirius would have taken the Odyssey almost 300 years. This appears to have been much faster. If their ship departed Sirius at the same moment the extinction signal first began transmitting, the journey was made in just 29 years at an average of 0.297 the speed of light. If they did not set out for Earth until the journey was even faster, a mere 13 years, or...
Okay, enough. The descendants I ran into at the Hades Proving Lab, they... So that's consistent with the idea that, right?
Yes. As your own experience demonstrates, a clone in effect as a key to the terraforming.
But...
The Odyssey carried approximately millions of animal zygotes, and it is conceivable that Elizabeth Sobek, with or without her knowledge, and carried a...
That's... Okay, destroying... It's...
It is difficult to know. Perhaps she is loyal, or perhaps she is a subordinate and has no choice but to complete.
Elizabeth Sobek? A subordinate? The extinction signal made every subordinate function self-aware.
I have wondered that, so far as I can tell, hate and the partial sentience imparted to other subordinate functions was incidental.
So the signal could only have been so had thorough knowledge of the...
Yes. This were its intentions. I would admire the intellect or intellects that produced it.
So if the descendants... I guess we can assume that their technology is powerful in all sorts of ways, right?
Yes. As your encounter, they appear to make extensive use of robotic servitors. Further, they seem to be equipped with some kind of protective energy field that shields them from harm.
Yeah, no kidding. The one I fought seemed indestructible.
Throughout history, every defensive technology has eventually been defeated by an offensive counterpart. For example, assuming I absorbed Hephaestus and utilized it to create a large force of combat machines. No shielding could withstand such an assault indefinitely.
So there's hope.
Always.
How did you figure...
The key came with data from Silent's interrogation of Hades. The duration of the signal itself, 17.22 years.
That doesn't make sense. You said that why would the signal keep transmitting after it was received and you blew yourself up?
Because the sender didn't know that had happened until it...
Which would take another...
Correct. Only then would... So the duration, halved, gave me the distance to sit with that in mind. I simply scanned my astronomical database because it was far zenith and Sirius was the only...
What is the state of the biosphere? Is the terraforming system functioning at all?
In a sense, the terraforming system never stopped functioning. The difference, since my predecessor's destruction, is that there has been no central governing intelligence to monitor its robotic agents and assign new tasks. As a result, errors have accrued, and day by day, the biosphere has gradually veered ever more sharply towards destruction. In recent months, disturbances in the biosphere have become obvious. But these bellwether phenomena offer just the merest glimpse of the complex and accelerating cycles of environmental dysfunction, now driving Earth's biosphere towards collapse.
And you can't do anything to stop it?
If you can return Ether, Poseidon, and Demeter to me, I can improvise modest corrections to parts of the system. Weather will improve, water will be purified, and rampant plant growth curtailed. But such corrections will not stave off collapse. They will only buy us time. Only with Hephaestus can I design and produce new robotic agents designed to permanently reverse the damage that has accumulated. All efforts must be directed toward that end.
How are things around here?
Zoe has been studying the morphology of her land gods in an effort to understand their sickness. Without the abilities of Hephaestus, I am unfortunately unable to correct their programming. However, Zoe and I are hopeful we will find...
Well, keep at it. How long do we have then?
At present rates, without additional factors, the biosphere will cross a point of no return in approximately 4 months.
And if I gather Ether, Demeter, Poseidon, merge you with them?
We will only gain a few months more.
Well, every bit counts. I should be going.
Goodbye, Abe.
Gaia? What is this?
It is a control console for a drone-based imaging system connected to this dome. I will transmit the relevant data to your focus.
Huh. So this Cyclops is a network of drones to monitor the deteriorating biosphere conditions. I guess it was meant to display on the dome, but the drones aren't connected anymore. If I find the drones out in the wilds, I could get the data from them. Use it to reconnect them and restore the display. Door won't open. Guess Gaia hasn't been able to restore access yet. Must be closing in on the signal.
Not again.
Have I got news for you, Red?
One of our scouts found some ancient ruins southwest of here. Had a look for myself, but came out empty-handed. I can't shake the feeling we missed something. Oh well. Must be my disappointment talking.
Maybe you'll have better luck next time. I can always check out the ruins myself. See if there's anything that the Osra missed.
on then. Step up for a game of strike.
Choose your moment to get there. But we toughed it out.
What's going on here?
Close combat training. Fighting at long range is a good strategy for machines. But fighting an enemy soldier means getting up in their face. I'm Lee Rocket. I run the training pit here in Scalding Spear. Only a few Outlanders have ever made it out this far west. But from what I've heard, you're a pretty good fighter. You can train here if you like, but you're only allowed your spear and a practice bow in the pit. Everything else stays with me. And if you're looking to test your fighting skills, I also offer challenges. Complete all of them, and you'll get to go up against me.
And what happens if I beat you?
I'll grant you a mark to prove you've mastered this training pit. If you earn marks from me and the pit masters of the Bulwark and Thornmarsh, you'll earn the right to challenge the Enduring.
I think I've heard of the Enduring. Some kind of Tenakth trainer?
More than just a trainer. The Enduring is a legendary fighter among the clans. The Master of Masters. Only those who prove themselves in the pits get to train with the Enduring.
Including Outlanders?
Yes. If you can beat all the pit masters. So, what will it be? Should you want to practice or take on a challenge, just let me know. Just as you can combine single attacks, you can also chain combinations. Try it with this one. Different. I want you to practice using aerial slash to chain into an aerial shot. Is this the fight you wanted? Fear won't defeat me. All right. I yield. That was a good fight. Pretty sure I'll have a bruise to remember it by. Here. A mark as promised.
Thanks. One down, I guess?
Go to the training pits in the Bulwark and Thornmarsh. Earn their marks. Then you can challenge the Enduring. Few have ever done so. But I think you might have a shot. And if you want to train more or take on another challenge, let me know. The pit will always welcome you.
That's enough practice for now.
Strike true as the 10.
Yeah. My squad is out hunting.
I do need the trade, so come back.
Nope, not that.
วันนี้พอแค่นี้ละค่ะ